Jewelry.com.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete, tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. Danny Brewer here. Happy to be with you on a lovely Saturday morning with Mr. Aaron Pitts, Coach Aaron Pitts, I should say, of Laverne. Coach Pitts, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you in the studio. Let's just kind of educate me and the rest of the listening world out there. Who is Aaron Pitts? Where are you from, Coach Pitts?
I'm originally from South Mississippi. I came up here to Tennessee, played football at MTSU under Andy McCullum, and graduated and stayed. It's a great place to live, great place to raise a family, and my family and I, we love it here.
Well, outstanding. Well, we're happy to have you in Middle Tennessee here. Coach Mack, I love Coach Andy Mack. Super good guy. One of the things that Andy Mack was always good at was giving you great quotes. I mean, he could always come up with something. I love Coach McCollum.
Yeah, he's definitely great at giving quotes. Really taught us a whole lot as men. As you know, he did a great job of coaching us, but he also did a great job of showing us how to be a man and showing us never to quit and always give everything you got and just work as hard as you possibly can.
Well, because in the Andy McCollum days, it wasn't easy at middle because that was when they made the transition. When he took the job, you made the transition to what I call 1A football, and it was a struggle the first couple of years, but y'all had some really good years and really made an outstanding showing of yourselves. So that you're right about the struggle because early it was a struggle.
Yeah, and that's one thing that he definitely told us. It would, there'll be brighter days ahead. Just keep your head down and keep working and keep grinding, and that's one thing that sticks with us right now. So we're very excited to be at Laverne, and all the lessons that he taught us at MTSU, we're definitely leaning on those right now.
Yeah, so the background that you have is from South Mississippi and all this stuff. Tell me what you coach at Laverne.
At Laverne, I'm the offensive coordinator and the one of the offensive line coaches. We are, we try to coach everything at Coach Johnson does a great job with all the coaches are helping out on both sides of the ball, but because of our situation, but Coach Johnson does a great job as far as roles and responsibilities, and everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and everybody's trying to help everybody at Laverne.
So you told me that last year you were at Laverne, I guess, as a teacher.
Yes, sir.
And then this is your first year of coaching football at Laverne. Is this your first time of coaching high school football, or did you coach somewhere else?
So I was a head coach at Stratford High School. I've been a head coach at Marshall County High School, and I was a head coach in Georgia at Jasper County High School. I actually started my coaching career at Siegel High School, and I coached at Laverne High School at Blackman High School for 3 years.
Oh, outstanding! So you got your feet really, really wet.
Yes, sir.
Stratford. When I think of that, I think Corey Fleming and Joe Campbell. Was he Stratford too?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that was some proud tradition there at Stratford for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a great situation and a great place to be in when I was there. That was my first head coaching job, and so it taught me a whole lot about the job, the position of being a head coach. Obviously as coaches, we're competitive and we want to win, but it taught me a whole lot about being, showing those kids how to be men. And, football's not going to be with you always. Football's the only sport where it's 100% chance you're going to get hurt. So at some point, everybody has to say bye to football. So, it was good for me to teach those guys how to be more than just football players.
Well, because in essence, it's a training ground for life. Am I right?
Yes. Football is one of the greatest teachers of life. And, we try to use those lessons every day. And like I said, those lessons that Coach McCullum taught me and my high school football coaches taught me, I use every day.
So what position did you play for Coach Andy Mack?
I played cornerback.
Cornerback, all right.
Yes, sir. I was the nickel back. They had just started we were a spread team, and so they had just started going to spread all over the country. And when I came to MTSU, I was the nickel back. I was the nickel corner when they kind of just started instituting that position.
Yeah, and now everybody, especially in that level of football, everybody plays the spread offense kind of.
Yeah, it kind of took over college football, and obviously that fell down to high school football, and everybody wants to see spread and throw the ball and all those kinds of things. But football is one of the greatest games just because it's I have to line up against that guy across from me, and it's just who's going to take each other's wheel. So we're trying to get to that at Laverne.
So let's talk a little bit about the Wolverine Way. I know Coach Johnson, it's his first year as the head coach down there. At times there's been success at Laverne, at times there's not. But tell me a little bit about what you guys are trying to institute now as far as the Wolverine Way, your version of that.
Well, the one thing Coach Johnson's trying to do is institute a culture of winning, and not only winning on the football field, but winning in the classroom, winning in the community, winning at home. He's big about culture, and his motto is our moment, and you got to have momentum to get to that moment. So for him, it's more about how you behave in the classroom, how you behave in the community. And if you're winning in those areas and you're showing up to practice every day, eventually the tide will turn at Laverne. We really believe that. Coach Johnson does a great job as far as leading men. He's a pastor outside of football, so he does a great job as far as getting them to understand there's a certain way that we have to do things. We call it the Laverne way, and that way is doing it right every time. And we're trying to bring that culture there where, we're not seeing the results on the scoreboard just yet, but we know that tide will turn just like it did at MTSU. You just keep the faith, you keep doing the right things, and eventually things will turn your way.
I love that, keep the faith, because that's really what it's all about. And like we talked about, training ground for life, all that kind of stuff. Do the little things, the big things take care of themselves.
Yeah, it's a process. It obviously, as a coach, of your ego, and you see the scoreboard and you just shake your head and you're just like, man, it's a struggle to do that. But the kids are still showing up. The kids are still excited. Our administration, Dr. Hatchett and Coach Jones, Mr. Jones, they do a tremendous job supporting us and helping us and being behind us. So we definitely appreciate them. And the kids they'll see it. Right now it's tough and it's a struggle, but we know there are brighter days coming for Laverne High School.
Last night, things obviously didn't go the way you wanted. Lost to Blackman 49-0. But let's talk a little bit about the positives. Tell me what you liked as the offensive coordinator. Tell me what you liked about what you saw last night in the game.
Well, one thing I can say is we have a lot of young kids playing, and they're just getting experience. And there's no better teacher than experience. So the thing I like is they never quit. Blackman has a tremendous team. Coach Kreisky does a phenomenal job, he and his staff, at what they do. They're always in the right spots. You could tell they're coached well. You could tell they know what they're doing. But what I see for us is our kids never quit. Our kids continue to battle. And again, they're young, so they're just getting experience. And they're still asking questions. Coach, how can I do this better? Coach, how can I fix this? So as long as we stay on that trajectory, we'll be fine.
So let's talk a little bit about defense. Tell me a little bit about defense and what happened defensively that you liked last night as far as effort and things like that.
Well, again, kids showed tremendous effort on defense. Obviously, they had some big plays. Some things didn't go our way. But like Coach Johnson said, we can put you in the right spot. Eventually, that freshman or sophomore that's out there playing, he'll be a junior, senior, so he'll make those plays. So I think the kids just being there, knowing their assignment, now we just have to execute the assignment.
Well, and really that's what it boils down to, because the greatest game plan in the world means nothing without execution.
Yeah, and our kids, they're trying. They're again, we love our kids. We love the effort. We're not getting it on the scoreboard, but we know we are behind our kids. We believe our kids are behind us, and we know our administration is behind us. And we're just, again, those plays that they're in position to make right now that they're not making, they'll make those hopefully soon.
There you go. That's all about faith. And I think it comes from the leadership. And if the kids – and I don't know Coach Johnson real well, but met him. I'm impressed with him. I think he's a very good man. So as long as you continue to do the right things, then you're setting the example.
Yeah, Coach Johnson is a phenomenal leader. We were college roommates in college, so I know him very well. He's one of my best friends. I know the kind of man he is, and I know how hard he works. So I know we're going to turn it around, and the kids are going to do what they're supposed to do. It's just a process, and it's not an easy process, but you just got to stay with the process. Keep believing, keep having faith, and again, brighter days are coming.
So college roommates, well, that's pretty neat that you've kind of like, you guys went to battle as college football players, and now you're going to battle as high school coaches. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, when he asked me to come on his staff, I was tickled to death. Again, I know what kind of man he is, and I know the things that he has planned for Laverne. And I know how hard he works, and I know what he wants to do for the program. But not only the program, he's a community guy, so I know what he wants to do for the community, and I know his heart, and I know that the kids are in good hands.
So when we talk about community, you told me some of your coaching history, so I know you've been in this county. You understand the rivalries. Also, Stewart's Creek is who you got, I guess. Are you at Stewart's Creek, or is it at home this week?
It's a home game.
Home game?
Yes,
Because I think you got 7 home games this year, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
I guess that's good news this year. Next year, 7 road games. But anyway, Stewart's Creek, come to town. Tell me a little bit about what you guys got going, because that's a big rivalry, because, I mean,
Right.
they're your neighbor.
Well, we know they do a good job over there, and they've had the upper hand on us the past couple years that they've had to play. For us, we're trying to make this. How can Laverne get better? It's not more about Stewart's Creek. It's more about us. How can we fix our mistakes? How can we correct the things that we're doing wrong? We know that they're going to be well coached. We know that they're going to play hard. We know that they're going to be up for this game. We know it's a rivalry game. So for us, it's more about, are you going to do the little things? Are you going to, be where you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do when it's time for the game?
So as we maintaining focus for this, that's obviously always a challenge every week with high school kids, but is it a little bit more special this week because of it being Stewart's Creek?
Well, it's always a big matchup when we play Stewart's Creek, and like you said, it is. One game is not bigger than the other one, but we know that there's a little extra oomph when you make a tackle or when you try to block somebody, because it is Stewart's Creek. And like I said, they do such a great job over there. So we're just hoping that we can match the intensity and our kids can come out and play mistake-free football.
Because when the lights come on, the crowd should be pretty good, and so there will be a little bit more something in the air.
Oh, it'll definitely be an exciting atmosphere. Coach Johnson does a great job of getting the atmosphere right at Laverne Stadium, and we're looking forward to the game. We're definitely trying to get in the win column and to try to change some things. So I think it's a great week to do that.
Well, I think you got some good things going on over there at Laverne. If you want to see a really good competitive football game, I'd say go over there to the Wolverine Den and check out Stewart's Creek at Laverne. Coach Pitts, we certainly appreciate your time and wish you the best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. Go Wolverines.
There you go. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Las Casas Feed Supply, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and more.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation and